year.
It's not even unpredictable. It's just like it's sloppy. And most of it's just like who makes the least mistakes. That's really what it's come down to.
Hundo already to start
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
Right
there
off
you
the
go.
tizzy.
Hey, you know what? Hey. I didn't even know we were live.
Ladies and gentlemen.
We've rated Oren. Hey, shout out Oren.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oren.
It's very true, though, Oren.
I told you so. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to start with me telling you guys that I literally told you this was going to happen. I told you the Eagles were fraudulent. No one believed me. And yet here we are. Let's just start right here. What do you guys have to say for yourself after this showing by America's team, the Dallas Cowboys? Let's get straight into it. Stop playing.
I think like America's team really struggled this week because Monday night against the Giants, it was they just didn't show up. Jordan Love didn't have the game that he had for the past month. The defense didn't look good. Special teams didn't look good. But America's team is playing against the Buccaneers on Sunday, so I think they'll have a nice bounce back game.
I mean, America's team for me, like we lost on Thursday night to New England because Tomlin can't beat Belichick. I mean, our offense is terrible because there's no Kenny Pickett. Mitch Trubisky is a significant downgrade over Pickett, despite what a lot of people were saying. And the defense, we're out of middle linebackers, and our secondary is getting gashed by Bailey Zappi. So that's the issue with America's team right now. It's not good. We've lost to two straight 2-win teams, and we're somehow in sixth place in the playoff race. So I don't know.
Can you tell us about Italian America's team, Adam?
Italian America's team is 3-0, baby.
Yeah.
And we are living large. Tommy Cutlets is here to play the football, and he is legit. He's legit.
I don't know if he's legit.
We'll talk about him later. He is
winning.
His insanity run has started, and it is going up and down the court.
The best part is
Italian
Sergeant could be
Hodges,
talking
baby.
about Scooter or me. And it works both ways with this super. So, how did Denver's America's team do?
Yeah, the heartland of America's team.
There it is.
If you ever look at a map of who's rooting for the Broncos, it encompasses a large portion of America. All until you get to that border of Texas where things get real weird. But we won. We officially killed the Chargers. Their season is done. They are so toast. And Russell Wilson is so back. Our offensive line is awesome. Our defense is awesome. Cortland Sutton is awesome. If Jerry Jeudy ever gets awesome, we might be unstoppable.
Yeah.
The
Cowboys won.
And your Cowboys, little tiny Texas's Cowboys won too.
What's crazy is that all of you guys just did what Eagles fans have been doing all week, deflecting. Y'all talked a huge game. All these Eagles fans in my tweets, all these Eagles fans in my YouTube comments, my Instagram posts. Where are you now? TikTok as well. We're everywhere. Where are you now? Let's get into this game. Did you guys happen to watch this glorious game between Cowboys, Eagles?
Listen.
Scooter, you'll like this. Okay, so I do power rankings every Wednesday. Did my whole power rankings episode. Episode is uploading, and I realize I just straight up forgot to put the Eagles in power rankings.
I mean,
their loss was so bad. They were erased from my mind, and I forgot.
And your audience will
Samuel.
Whoa!
Legit.
It was good, buddy. It was good.
That was not me. Thank the Lord.
I will say this about the Cowboys. If we're being serious, all right, let's rein it in here. We're being serious. This is what I've been talking about all along with the Eagles. You look at the point differential, the games that they've won. They have been close games against the Commanders twice. They easily could have lost both those games against the Commanders. Against the Patriots, they struggled heavily against the Patriots. They didn't win that game till very late. So when they come up against the 49ers, when they come up against the Cowboys with a revamped offense from Mike McCarthy, they struggle. And I don't really see anything getting better. Nick Sirianni says, listen, it's not the coordinator's fault. maybe y'all got to catch some balls. He didn't say that last part, but that is true. It was a very sloppy game from the Eagles.
It was.
I got a 50. That means I have to jump over the couch.
You would. That's his new thing. He jumps over the couch.
That's my ritual. If I get
It's not a
50, I have to
roll.
I kind of have to roll. It's a Granby roll, okay?
Okay, and if we'll call it a roll then.
Okay,
jump.
It was kind of a jump.
It was
really
was not.
Nah, that was not a jump. That was more of a.
You want me to
curl.
jump over the couch?
Yeah, you got to jump. Like this.
You've been training.
What is this?
That was more of a vault.
Like,
I feel
you
like
can't-
jump, you can't use your
You can't
hands.
touch the
Yeah,
couch.
you
when
can't
you're
touch
jumping.
anything. Like you just have to clear it.
I am not gonna jump.
Maybe
Wait,
off
you
purpose.
want-
You could clear it.
One
You
step.
could clear it. There you go. Yep, do it that way. You use your hands
That's
again.
better.
You use your hands again.
I'm
though.
47. Screw y'all.
Oh no, you're old. Whatever. I mean,
Whatever.
age ain't nothing but a number.
Back
Baby.
in my day, I used to jump couches out there all the time until.
Oh, I'm
right
kind of
back
dizzy
incident
now.
of
What the hell?
47.
I used to
That's
go to
called
jump
being-
over
that's
a
being
kitchen
47.
island.
But let's get your take on this Cowboys-Eagles game, and then we'll pivot to
Pivot.
Packers game, actually.
Pivot.
I'll get a take. First of all, the Eagles secondary is banged up. So I knew that was going to be a bad matchup. CD Lamb 8, and whoever the other receiver is fine. Whatever. Then you ran the ball really well.
Brandon Cook.
Yeah.
Michael
Yeah.
Brown?
Some guy named Brandon Cooks.
Dripping time.
You ran the ball well. It was an ass whipping. We all laughed. Like either way, it was going to be funny, right? Like if the Eagles had won, we would have just laughed at you, Scooter. And since now that you beat the Cowboys or that you beat the Eagles, boop boop.
Yes, I am Samuel.
There's a
Yes, I
lot
am.
of smack to be talked.
Free primetime.
A little quieter coming out of the Eagles camp. The one thing that makes it all funny is neither of you guys can beat the 49ers. So here we go. What is this old? Why are you petrified over there, Brandon? Why is your mouth just stuck open?
There's a new
like you're-
Beverly Cop coming out.
Yeah, their new Beverly
What?
Hills Cop coming out.
Oh,
Released the trailer today.
Beverly Cop. Yes, I dated her in high school. So
There's a
yes,
new
good
Beverly
win.
Hills Cop coming out.
Eddie Murphy is in it?
Yeah, Netflix.
What? Oh, it's going straight to Netflix. It's going to be
Yeah,
awful.
it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
do you have
it's
Nick
a
Nolte
cash
in that?
grab.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
all cash grab.
Oh God!
see.
Just,
We'll see.
just enjoy it before you've even seen it, guys.
Come on, Coming to America was
Wow.
garbage, and that was a layup. Like there was no way to mess that up. By the way, they did nail it with Eddie Murphy. One of my favorite scenes where he says, "The Giants of New York beat the Packers of
Oh,
Green
yeah, that was
Bay."
fantastic.
Oh. Any other comments before we pivot to this Packers game?
I think the in all honesty, the Cowboys were impressive as hell. You have to, Micah Parsons, is just a monster.
Did y'all see the holds on Micah during this game, or am I blind? Or
It
are
just
the refs
happens.
blind?
When you have a
Yes.
premier edge rusher, you just gotta
I
let
mean,
it.
the Steelers were talking about that with TJ Watt. Same thing happened with
But it
James
was-
Harrison back in
I'm
the
just
day.
saying it was blatant, and it was in front of the refs.
Every play. It's
Yeah,
every
that's every play, dude. I mean,
Watch
that's
it.
every edge
Every
rusher.
play.
Nah,
used.
but there were a couple in the Giants game too where like the guy's arm was literally being dragged down, and I'm like,
I'm sorry, I cut you off though, Tom. What were you saying?
But no, so I think right now in the NFC, the team that can beat the Cowboys right now is going to be the 49ers. I still think there's a gap between those two, but I think it's easy to say the Cowboys are the second best team in the NFC right now.
I would agree with that. And like I said, this is a week-to-week league. And that is no better example of that than the Green Bay Packers. One week, you are flying high. The next week, not so much. Tom, for those of us who did not watch that game, tell us what happened. What went wrong?
I mean, what didn't? I mean, Love really struggled a lot, especially early. He kind of came on in the end, which was really nice, but struggled early. There really no run game besides AJ Dillon a little bit, who also broke his thumb in that game. That came out today. On top of that, we did end arounds with Jaden Reed so many times that it just didn't work at the end. Then you look at the receivers, who were definitely not on the same page as Love. Then the most disappointing thing was the defensive pass rush, because the pass rush has been phenomenal these past few games. Nope, we sacked Patrick Mahomes 3 times. We didn't get after Tommy DeVito. So, and then he ran all over us. So that was problematic. Then that last drive, the Giants didn't even have to use a timeout. we were playing so off. Like, they were just 10 yards off. And he's like, okay, here we go. So, yeah, that was bad. Special teams bad. Everything was just bad. It was just
And now
bad.
for the reverse angle, the Giants fan perspective. 5, what were you feeling as you were watching this game? Because you're talking about this was funny either way. This was funny either way for me watching this game.
Yeah, so a lot of people were giving credit to Wink Martindale for his scheme, which I can give. I mean, he's a blitz, like he's going to run a lot of blitzes, but Jordan Love in the first half just looked bad. And it wasn't like he either read the blitzes or saw them or just didn't know what he was doing. He looked very confused. He was bad. He had time to throw. He just made some bad throws. And then that last drive, like after the Packers scored, I was like, we got a rookie quarterback, unproven. But, every time they panned to his agent in the stands,
Strength.
it did give him strength. And Tommy Cutlets, he's got that New Jersey bravado. I think, he drove from Long Island from his mother's basement into Rutherford to play. He came to play. And he put it together, and that was completely blown coverage on Wandale for that pass to set up. Like, that was unacceptable.
Dude, no, it was the whole drive. Like, Joe Barry is garbage.
It's
Like,
vanilla.
Right.
It's very
bad.
vanilla.
But it was very smart from Kafka. Like, the drive started out with a lot of underneath stuff, a lot of runs, actually, and it caused the Packers to kind of creep up to the line because the Giants were it was going to be a death of 1,000 cutlets if they let that happen. And y'all can use that if you want. Then finally, when they crept up into the box, that's when DeVito burnt him. So credit to him for being an NFL quarterback, a rookie that recognized that, and we got it done, which almost never happens in New York. It's usually us getting it. Daniel Jones tries to lead that drive. He gets sacked in the first 3 plays.
Perna or Tree, any thoughts on this game? This
Mitchell's
clickbait
amazing,
rivalry.
and he needs to be given the ball more, by the way.
On what game?
The clickbait clash.
Also,
Giants and the Packers.
Giants,
one more thing. If they did not win, Barkley's fumble
Oh, my God.
would have been the worst play. Like, Barkley would have got run out of
That
town
was
for that.
terrible.
I thought that the game was. I was like, game is over.
How was that
Game is
not
over.
down by contact? Because he
He
literally
took 3 more steps.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
he
Brandon. If you want
regained
to
possession, and then he fell and nobody hit him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with Scooter. It seemed like a tackle to me, but
He literally fell because of the hit, and he just happened to take 3 steps.
we probably won't see that play for another 5 years, that situation. So luckily, I think the Giants caught a break there. I am all aboard the Tommy DeVito train at this point. I have spent the last 2 days writing about Tommy DeVito. It is the Italian American hero. Anybody who has any sliver of Italian blood in them has been waiting for. And the story's fun. This season is so crazy because there's so many underdog backup quarterbacks who've come in and won some games when nobody expected them to. And it sort of saved the season a little bit because if Josh Dobbs doesn't rip off some wins, if Jake Browning isn't playing well, if DeVito and what DeVito's doing might be the most impressive because the Giants, we were so low on the Giants. They were so dead.
For 2-8.
And he's given them a spark. And he's not a perfect quarterback, but he's gotten better every week. He makes some plays with his legs. He's a gamer. He wears 15, and he's kind of got a little bit of that clutch Tebow gene in him. It's, he's just fun. And when you lose your first string quarterback and your second string quarterback and your third string guy comes in, you have no expectations, and then he gets you some wins, and he's not playing horrible. Outside of he took 9 sacks, 6 sacks, then 0 sacks. So
with the Giants O-line too, who has been notoriously terrible and undermanned.
So he's just, it's a cool story.
Talking about DeVito, 5, is this the quarterback of the future for you? What happens to Danny Dimes all of a sudden if the Giants maybe win out the rest of the season? What happens to Daniel Jones?
So I got on Zillow and I saw a very nice house listed for sale in northern Jersey, and it was shaped like an NY. No, I don't. Listen, what you just keep them. That's what you do. Like you have the luxury of you have a guy that's signed who's supposedly your guy. You make them battle and camp. Look, DeVito.
DeVito will start 2024. You heard it here first.
Right. At some point, the bloom comes off the rose, right? Like they've obviously figured out Josh Dobbs, right? Like he's not.
He's done.
Greatest
He's
thing.
a third string quarterback,
and he was the soup du jour, which is the soup of the day. Sounds great. I'll have that. At some point, they're going to figure out why Tommy DeVito wasn't a high first-round pick, right? Like that. There's going to be a weakness that they're going to expose. That's why
DeVito wins out
every week.
If DeVito wins out, will he start over Daniel Jones next year?
He'll have the right to
100%.
compete.
Dan Jones
right
is
to
done.
compete. Yeah, Dan Jones either way might not be coming back.
Out it down.
But you see when Dan Jones
ever again on a football field.
The thing is, when he was in there, he wasn't very good. Dan Jones, he wasn't worth. He did not look like a $40 million quarterback. All the things that you're concerned about, his head, when his internal clock, when he drops back, even his his running wasn't even there. And his throws were awful. So if I said this last week, if you look at the film of DeVito, it's not all that impressive, and a lot of people are huffing that copium because he's won 3 games in a row. Let's pump the brakes.
Well, there's a lot of hopium going around right now.
Yeah.
Trust me on that.
They're selling jerseys. Okay, a lot of Italian Americans are copping his jersey, but
who is bigger right now? Oh, go ahead, Tom.
No, I was going to say something. Just like watching Tommy DeVito play, like as someone who is Italian, I would be comfortable with renaming Columbus Day after Tommy DeVito, and he just beat my team. So
it's DeVito Day.
Like, I got it.
It rolls off the tongue.
I'm just saying.
Do you think
all day
Tommy DeVito is the biggest Italian in America right now? Known, biggest known, most talked about. Is he about to leap over Snooki for that #1 Italian American spot?
I've been trying.
Dare you?
You don't think the situation is above Snooki or
No, definitely.
Who is the most prominent Italian out there?
Ray Romano. Come on.
Ray Romano.
Rocky Balboa.
One of the Cuomo's.
Stallone still up there.
Yep. Rocky
Chat,
Balboa.
let us know. Who is the most prominent Italian American living right now? Speaking of hopium,
what about Danny DeVito?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's Italian?
Just because he has a vowel his last name.
Speaking of hopium, though, we're going to keep this train rolling, and let's go to the Broncos versus Chargers, where the Broncos whooped the Chargers. It was not even close. Kellen Moore coming under fire yet again for the Chargers, only putting up 7 points. We told you so. Let's talk about this. Perna, what happened in that game?
We destroyed them. We just blitzed basically every play. Sacked Justin Herbert 4 times. Sacked Easton Stick 2 times. Forced a couple more turnovers. Russell Wilson would have had a game that everybody would have been talking about if Jerry Jeudy could catch and get his feet in bounds. But he played solid, and it was their best win of the season. Unfortunate that Herbert broke his finger, although I think it just gives him some time to think about if he wants to continue to be a Charger, which I don't foresee him wanting to.
Herbert already signed an extension.
Yeah, but he's got time to think about whether that was a good decision or not, and whether or not Bill Belichick's going to be his coach.
Well, Staley's clearly getting fired.
Him and Telesco are gone.
Yeah.
So,
did any of you guys watch this game? Have any thoughts on this game?
I watched it.
I think it's awful.
I know it was the least viewed stream I've had all year.
Oh, wow. Who got 200?
That was not me. Thank the Lord.
God dang it.
Oh,
Oh,
Italian Americans. Yep.
Easton Sticks.
Do you don't have a ritual for when you get over a big super chat?
Well, you can
I
get.
don't-
Has everyone got a fitty for the kitty thing now? What do we got going on here? What do we
We
what do
need
we
a
got?
ritual.
for a 200?
Hey, Broncos country, let's ride.
You got to show.
That's fair. That's fair. Now you beat the Chargers. You have the Lions coming up. I think this will be a good litmus test as well. Although the Lions are
Lions, their defense is bad.
just
Their
losing
defense
to
has
the
been
Bears.
But CJ Gardner-Johnson looks like he's coming back, right?
Not for this game.
He'll be back next week.
Be back next week.
Yeah.
But still, like their whole schematics are bad. Like there's no discipline, there's no structure. Like Jack Campbell's been having issues. Like he got benched a couple weeks ago. Like the Lions defense has been bad. And Jared Goff has been bad. And
yeah, that's
the problem is
real-
like Green Bay and Chicago really opened up a lot of people's eyes because like there are 2 games they should have won and they got just smacked.
That's fair.
So
that's the real that's the matchup favor the Broncos have is Goff's been turning the ball over a lot and our defense has been just I can't even explain how many turnovers that defense started getting out of nowhere and it's made all the difference.
Yeah.
Offense, even it the Lions could have the worst defense in the NFL or they could have the best defense in the NFL and the Broncos offense would play exactly the same. It's going to score 21 to 24 points. I don't care if the defense is good or bad. That's just what they're going to score. So it's about limiting Detroit to under 21 points, and they'll win the game.
The real
The arms are looking
question
great,
is-
by the way. Arms are looking great.
Mine?
Arms are looking
Yeah,
great.
looking
yes.
good, Brandon.
Oh,
The real question is, will the Broncos win their division? What is your confidence level on this? Currently 1 game behind the 8-5 Chiefs.
the Chiefs have the easiest schedule in the NFL for the next 4 weeks. So I'm not confident the Broncos win the division. They do get Jake Browning and the Bengals, and I think that's going to be an L for Kansas City. 1, the Bengals are their kryptonite. 2, Jake Browning's been balling. And if you want to make a case for a young guy that nobody thought about who's actually like a good quarterback, I think Browning is that dude. So I need the Bengals to help us.
yeah, we need the Vikings to help us because wait, you said that too because like I need the Steelers to leapfrog them.
I just want to say one thing as a Giants fan. All this slander for Kadarius Toney, that's crossing a line.
I see what you're doing there. And I also saw what the Patriots were doing to the Steelers in this game. For those of you who did not watch this game, the Patriots defeated the Steelers 28-18. You should have not taken the under on that one. Tree, tell us what went wrong in that game.
And I appreciate you taking me for the under because I thought that was going to be free money. Same thing that happened against Arizona. Offense played like crap. The defense was falling apart early. They gave up 21 points to a team that hadn't scored 4 touchdowns in a month. And they made Bailey Zappi look like they were Tom Brady. Their team's out of inside linebackers, but the secondary was pretty bad. The issue with our defense is if you can't get pressure with a 4-man rush, you're going to have huge problems. And the Patriots O-line was able to hold. Bailey Zappi had time, was able to find reads, and that's how they got exposed. And things are so bad in Pittsburgh that Steelers fans are chanting for Mason Rudolph.
Mm-hmm.
And Mason Rudolph got booed in preseason games. I remember in a game in 2018 or 19 when he was coming back from a concussion. 4 drives he didn't work out, and they were calling for Duck Hodges. And we are down bad. We are running around with our heads cut off right now. Well, T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith were fresh out of concussion protocol, so they'll be starting. Kenny Pickett will be out once again. We'll be kissing the titties against Indianapolis, which is surpringly for playoff seeding, and both teams are playing over their head. Yeah, Gardner Minshew and Mitchell kissing titties. I would say I know I'm going to think who else is really out per se. I know our inside linebacking core, like we're playing Blake Martinez now. So Miles Jack is probably going to be close. So it's slim pickings, and there are a lot of questions that need to be asked and answered. Yet we will somehow get to 9-8 and probably slither into a 7th seed because this is how the Steelers roll.
Mm-hmm.
That is fair.
A mid-round first pick
And the problem is we're going to get crushed, and we'll be dealing with the same crap we've been dealing with for 5 years. So what do we gain from that?
How old was Trubisky when he tweeted out, "I love to kiss titties"?
Wasn't he like 14? I think.
That's we.
All I know is he tweeted out "Go Pack Go" also. So
He tweeted.
Ooh.
We still.
Hold on.
Well, I mean,
I
do
will-
you want him?
you know what?
He's not.
I'll figure this out.
not good.
I'll figure this out for everyone.
Yeah,
Peter, I have a question for you.
I'm so glad I didn't have Twitter at 14. I'm so glad.
Right now, if you had to cut a player from the Cowboys roster, would it be Tony Pollard or Brandon Aubrey?
Ooh.
Tony Pollard.
I thought so. Okay.
That'd be
It's
Tony
like,
Pollard.
dude,
Because-
Brandon Aubrey is like, that story, first of all, is amazing. But he is like legitimately having one of the best kicking seasons. Like,
I
it
think
is
he is.
insane.
He's hitting 60 effortlessly. He
Oh, no,
can
he
hit
broke
from
the-
70.
He broke
He's
the
the
most.
Tommy DeVito of kickers.
He is. Brandon Aubrey. He's having a season. But Tony Pollard's kind of been down this year. And if you look at the backups that we have, Rico Dowdle.
Yep.
Rico Dowdle's been doing very well. So
All right, yeah.
given that option, I would choose Aubrey. Aubrey is a weapon.
I think Pollard's probably going to be gone after this offseason because of the franchise tag and the cap restraints, right?
A lot of the people were giving us, what's the word? They were giving us not I want
Gift baskets?
I got you. Are you mock draft? Is it a mock draft?
no.
Or is
A
it-
lot of people were saying negative things because
Yes.
they wanted us to sign Tony Pollard to
Flop.
a
Right.
longer contract.
Yeah.
And the office, it looks like they made the right call on this decision because if you look at his production, it's not what we were expecting. And so he could be gone this season. We might re-up on another franchise potentially, or we might pull a Saquon where we sign him to a 1-year deal if he's able to take a little bit less.
If he'll
I
accept it,
honestly
yeah.
think though that we will be drafting a running back in this next draft coming up.
You just drafted one. Deuce
He's
Vaughn.
Swan.
He's 5'6". He's not
Height
every
change.
down back like Tony
Okay.
Pollard.
I mean-
Mitchell Trubisky was 17 when he
Oh,
kissed the
close.
titties.
I want to
Born
talk
in
about
1994, the year I graduated from high school.
He needs
was
to go
4.
back to kissing the titties.
Um,
94, I was 6. I think.
before we preview this Thursday night football game.
Can't wait.
Let's talk about Bill Belichick and where he might end up. The report came out that the Robert Kraft had a handshake deal with Bill Belichick week 10. I do believe that
Yep.
they would part ways after the season. So
I thought
now
he signed an extension though before the year.
Don't
I'm
mean
not sure.
anything.
The report did say that they were handshake deal to part ways after week 10. And so it looks like Bill Belichick will no longer be with the Patriots. I want to know what you guys think about this, where he could end up, and if Tom Brady carried this man. Because without Tom Brady, it doesn't look like he's doing that well. Don't all go at
Don't
once.
all go at once. Listen, go ahead, Tom. Were you going to say something?
I wasn't.
Oh,
We
as
just
an
talked about this
expert on Bill Belichick, I've watched him blossom as a former Giants assistant. And then I watched him become the head coach of the New York Jets for 10 minutes. And then also coached the Cleveland Browns and then win a lot of games with Tom Brady. Look, the man can coach. Okay. So if he's going to have his quarterbacks, okay, he dragged Mac Jones to the playoffs. It's not like he can't do this.
Chargers.
Okay. Yeah, I think wherever he goes, he is going to need a top flight quarterback because he's not a coach. Well, other than the Matt Castle year, he's not a coach like Bill Parcells because Bill Parcells and Joe Gibbs both won without elite quarterback play because they didn't need it back then. Now, Kyle Shanahan might be the best example of a coach that can win without elite QBing. I mean, he took Jimmy Garoppolo to a Super Bowl, but wherever
Maybe Sean
Belichick goes,
McVay,
I
Goff.
guarantee you, yeah, maybe. Well, Stafford is elite, right?
Yeah, but he won a Super Bowl with Stafford. He got the Super Bowl with Goff.
Yeah, you got Goff, but Goff is not. These are 1-1s here. These
He's
are
good.
the
He's
first
not elite.
overall.
Mhm.
Okay,
I got to say that I'm playing him this week.
I'm just
Goff's
saying,
gonna
wherever Belichick goes,
suck
he's
on
going to go to
Saturday.
the most Super Bowl ready situation that he can find. And there's going to be a lot of openings next year. I don't know how many Super Bowl ready teams are firing their coaches. So we'll see.
There will be plenty.
We'll
I mean, Commanders are definitely
are they Super Bowl ready?
Nah.
Sam Howlitzer.
Yeah.
I don't know about that secondary, dude. I mean, Belichick could probably fix that god-awful defense, but I don't know about anything else.
I mean, he could drag an average team to the playoffs, but I think if he's going to leave the Patriots, he's going to pull his own Tom Brady and try to go win a championship somewhere else and just rest. Put that GOAT argument to bed.
So is it the consensus we all think this man will be a Los Angeles Chargers head coach 2024? Is that the consensus?
I think he's going to be a Commanders coach. I think they're going to want to make a big splash.
No one would want to go into that situation. That, especially not Bill Belichick. That would be a rebuild type situation. He does not have that type of time on his hands.
Imagine if they would have just kept one of their edge rushers. Would have looked a lot more appealing.
What if he goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Oh, that would be ironic.
I mean, Todd Bowles might be gone.
That would
win
be
a Super Bowl with Baker?
No, not Baker.
Ben
I mean,
Brady's
it could be
coming
just
back.
like they have
Brady's
weapons. Their
coming
defense is still there. I mean,
Baker can do it. Belichick,
you
and
tweak
Baker.
a few things.
What if he
again.
goes to the Raiders and he takes Jimmy G to the Super Bowl?
He will not go to the Raiders. He's too smart.
He's just too smart.
He's too
to
smart.
work for Al Davis.
The
Or
NFL will
Mark
go
Davis.
to Brazil, though. There will
That's
be
so
a game
exciting.
played in Brazil. What are you guys' thoughts on the NFL expanding? You know, we've got games in London, we've got games in Germany. Now we're going to Brazil. Smart move for the NFL.
They said so. I actually put this in like the GPS rundown. I think what was that, like 2 weeks ago, Perna? We just never wound up talking about it. It was like there was a meeting between like the top heads in the NFL, and they're basically saying within the next like 5 to 10 years, like about it being a global brand. I think going to Brazil is brilliant. I mean, I just know like there's a huge fan base just like in my community that's from Brazil, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
They're gonna be getting they're gonna be getting like that kind of support. I've said this a lot. Like, I think international NFL fans are some of the most diehard fans because it is a pain in the ass to wake up at like 2:00 in the morning to watch a Sunday night football game. And like those folks that do it, like when I'm streaming every single time. So the more places it can go, like I'm all about it. And I think Brazil, that atmosphere is going to be phenomenal.
My only question is why go to Sao Paulo when you have Rio de Janeiro? That's the only thing I'm thinking. I approve of it. I think it's fine because you're not going to have a time differential either. I think Brazil is only about an hour.
Sao Paulo is so populated, like trust me, and it's actually probably a nicer city than Rio. Like, yeah, Rio's a little. Anyways, yeah,
he's not going to lie.
The stadium's better. They're like the
Coliseum. That's what we want.
The Maracanã is not a great stadium, so
Jerry
maybe
Jones,
the Sao Paulo is a better stadium too.
Jerry Jones did come out and say he would be open to playing a game, like being the first team to play in Brazil, but he didn't want to give up a home game because he feels like there's more of a synergy for us to play in Mexico, which I do believe as well. So I'm all for expanding, but at the same time, do you guys not remember NFL Europa and all of that? Because that was a failure in many regards.
That's not this.
Not really, but there were some good things about NFL Europa. It was a developmental league, and it really showed that certain fan bases like Germany, I mean, the Rain Fire, Frankfurt,
the Barcelona
Galaxy,
Dragons,
like
baby.
They were solid.
Those games. Like, I would wake up, I would watch NFL Europa games. I was sad when it got shut.
There is a territorial right for Brazil for the Miami Dolphins. So if there's a team that goes to Sao Paulo, it will be Miami.
How long until the NFL goes to Saudi Arabia for like $1 billion?
3 years.
Like that would be amazing. Look at that, Tom.
You got the Montreal
Brandon.
Machine. You got what is this? The San Antonio Riders.
What is? Wait, that's not the.
This is.
Europe.
This has a whole bunch. There's a Europe shit in here too. I swear. There's some hockey. Hey, Hey, who's this guy? You guys can tell me.
Kurt Warner.
Hold on, who's this guy?
Francois Leroux, the old Penguin.
Ooh, is that a good one?
He was more of an enforcer. He
The
wasn't
hell?
really that good, but I mean, he knew how to punch people. So he was a typical enforcer defenseman.
Boogie Down Productions, got it.
Oh, nice.
What
Was
the hell
that
are my
Tiny
NFL
Zeus
Europe
Lister?
cards? This is a bunch of random stuff that's in here.
I mean, those are the great things to look at.
Brandon has
reminisce.
no idea what's behind him.
I got
De La
De La
Soul.
Soul.
Soul has a
I got
trading-
LL Cool J. I got an LL Cool J card.
Hey.
Holy crap! I didn't even know I had these.
Mama said knock you out.
Yeah,
So
he's
that is
hard
the
as
best
hell.
Oh,
part
there we
of
go.
looking at old
There's
sports
Going
cards.
back
NFL
to
Europe.
Cali.
Found it.
There
NFL
you
Europe.
There
go.
we. It
What
looks
is
like a
that?
soccer game.
Yeah, it looks like a soccer player. What are you doing?
Yeah, NFL Europe. Soccer.
Let's preview
It's gonna be bad.
this
Scooter.
Thursday night football game.
It's gonna be bad.
Ooh.
So
Champ
who's
game.
playing in this Thursday night football game? Tom, you will be
Mhm.
streaming. Take us through the mindset going into this game. Who's
I'm
playing?
so sorry.
Why are you
The greatest
You know what?
game.
I thought last week was gonna be really bad, but it turned out not to be an awful game. I know it was for Tree, but I mean, in terms of just like competitive, at least it was. There
awful.
points.
It was bad, dude.
That was nice.
No.
This one we got a battle of backups. Did they announce for the Raiders who they're officially starting? I know yesterday they weren't
It's
announcing. it.
AOC.
Is it AOC? Because he wasn't yesterday. He said no.
Major
Like,
differences. Couple
Pierce
big
said he's
issues
waiting.
though. No
Alright, so
Justin
yeah.
Herbert. No Keenan Allen. Josh
Easton
Jacobs
Stick.
is officially out. Max Crosby's banged up. Devontae Adams has illness, and it's going to be one of the games of our time. And speaking of which, don't you dare mock this guy. This is a legend right here, man. The greatest player known to man.
I'm so angry that he didn't play hockey, right? Like he would be the
It would have
greatest
been perfect.
hockey player. His name was Easton.
or
His name is
baseball.
Easton Stick. That's
There
like being named Wilson Football. Like that's as good
Where
as it
did
gets.
you get these cards, Brandon?
I'm a collector.
Well, I mean, dude, Easton Stick is the stick. It's the greatest stick ever.
Who do we have in this Thursday night football game? Let's.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
the Chargers, Raiders. I picked the Chargers. I have no faith in that. Easton Stick didn't look terrible when he came in against the Broncos. That's the only reason I picked it. And the Raiders defense is good. It's just the Raiders offense is non-existent. They couldn't score 3 points against them.
Yeah, I mean, Aiden O'Connell is bad. Like
Yes.
bad.
I'm going Chargers because the Raiders got shut out in their own building in an indoor game, 3-0, in the worst possible. This game is going to be so ugly. It's going to. Someone might adopt it.
Easton Stick's gonna throw 2 tuds, 2 TDs, easy.
Oh, yeah, that's
He
right.
came
Yeah, Joe
out. He
Flacco.
threw some bombs against the Broncos. He
Yeah,
threw
Joe
some
Flacco
bombs.
got that year contract. Won't make that money.
Listen, I got the Chargers 24-17. We think it's going to be a low-scoring game, but so did we. Thought the same thing last week as well. 17-24.
Should have bet under the 30. We should have done the under.
He does. Brandon Perna has an Aaron Hernandez football. It's a true story.
Ooh.
Oh,
Predictions.
I was about
Final
to make an
predictions?
off-color joke.
Final predictions and go to the countdown. Thursday night football.
I think the Raiders are going to pull it out of their butts somehow.
Score predictions.
I just switched to the
13 to
Chargers.
10.
What's
Yeah,
the
give me
over/under?
17-13 Chargies.
This is going to be one of those games where they just go off, and it's going to be like 34 to 24.
Quentin Johnston gonna have a big game.
Yeah, 'cause
Big.
I'm-
It's
I'm
going to
going
have big
Chargers,
drops.
but it's
big
Johnson.
drops.
Yeah, maybe the refs call a bunch of penalties that they don't normally call, and
I mean,
It's
to be
gonna be-
fair, it is in
I'm
SoFi.
going to take the over for some dumb reason.
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
I'm
Now
gonna
that's
just-
bold.
Yes, I just don't believe that the Raiders can be that bad. Like they've been working all 4 days on moving the ball.
It's fair.
They're
Let's see how it
NFL
plays out.
players.
Okay.
Predictions are in.
Oh yeah, I wasn't ready, but now I am. All right, here we go. It's time for the countdown. 2019, 16, 17, 16, 15, 4. On Monday I was saying, what the hell you doing, LaFleur? Cause the Packers got their ass kicked by Tommy Cutlets. And now I'm sitting here and I'm a mess. Single tear down my eye. Nailed it.
That's some power behind it, dude.
I was
that
smart. I
was-
got
he was-
28,
Yeah, bars.
33, 96.
I got 49.99. Thank you, Peter Frazee. Rhymes
Buy a
with
nice little
crazy.
QPC card. I got $55.10, so it's between these two guys right over.
Turn on
I
what you
can't
get.
point.
You go first, Tom. I think I lost.
272.18.
Yeah, I got 397.
Thank God, because I'm behind on 2. I'm trying to make them both happen at the same time. I got muffin mix. I got it,
Okay.
and now I just am waiting for the Italian table.
Oh yeah,
thing.
you got 2 food
yeah.
ones.
I got 2.
yeah.
I'm holding on. I'm gonna
Yeah,
try
I
to knock
would-
them both out.
I would really hate if I got a food one too.
I mean,
Ah.
no, honestly, I think a decent punishment, you should have to dress up as Tommy DeVito's agent.
No, that's
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, but that's too fun. But that's not actual punishment for Brandon. If
You got to
Tom
find me a
would've-
real expensive hat.
No, I got it. You got to dress up like Tommy DeVito's agent, and you have to eat the menu that he had. Remember that TikTok from last week that we were going through that Tom couldn't eat because he's
that's
vegetarian?
Tuesday in Brandon's
That's
house.
Tom's punishment.
That's my.
Yeah,
my
that's-
punishment.
Oh, you're still
No.
doing that.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Didn't we have a punishment on Clickbait? I forget what it was. Not Clickbait, dumpster fire.
An
Yeah,
idea.
I thought we
I
did.
forget.
I thought we did. I can't think of
I'm
it.
drawing a blank. Just
Yes,
like
I-
Help us
Oh
out.
my
with the
God.
punishments.
what?
No.
That
No.
would be. Oh, that's like.
That's
That
the
is-
punishment.
That's
That's
a
it.
V
That's
jump.
it.
That's involving the kids. How about
That
Jess?
was it personally.
Ooh. How about this? How
Not
about
in
Jess?
my house. Not in my house.
What
How
if
about
Jess?
Mhm. How about Jess dresses up? So your cheerleader fantasy is ruined. Like you're just like you're wearing a Chiefs outfit.
And the problem is, like, we can't do it to Brandon because he'd enjoy wearing a cheerleader's outfit.
Yeah, he would. He would enjoy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's either Jess or you, Brandon, that has to.
Oh,
wear
you know what?
cheerleaders.
I like this a lot, Justin. The ukulele apology, but it's
Oh.
about the curse wheel
That's not
because
bad.
he's been cursed at all the teams. Do you know what the ukulele apology is, Perna?
No.
No, but
Basically-
that's a good one.
Yeah, like the content creators like sang an apology with a ukulele from crap what
Oh.
they did.
Was
I
it?
think you
Yeah.
could do that
Did they molest someone or something? Like,
because you have the little guitar upstairs, don't you?
Yeah, no, I got a Minnie Mouse ukulele. That works because the curse wheel is now got 11 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
I also love how quiet
somebody-
you are because you blew out your mic when you screamed.
yeah. Oh, I screamed loud.
Carmi's upstairs, like, what is Daddy doing?
49ers. I think the 49ers win the NFC Championship game. All right, so that's it. So
All right,
Yeah, I-
ukulele apology.
I like that.
The
I
most.
like that.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. A lot of
Let's do
Chiefs stuff coming your way.
Scooter, what do you got coming out?
Immediately following this at 6 p.m. Eastern, we have the Peacock sponsored video where they flew me to the Bills Giants game. So that will be out.
Nice.
It is also my wife's birthday today. So it's some happy birthday.
Go.
Happy birthday, Scooter's
Shane
wife.
Magruder.
Hey, let's go.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Happy birthday.
Tree, what do you got?
Well, I am working on the greatest game, Vikings versus Raiders. I'm hoping to have that out tonight, but it's going to be one of the games of our time. One of the games.
I have a major update to why you can't keep a football that goes into the stands, and the reason why you cannot will blow your mind. And it's very awesome what I've researched, and in fact, there's a plot twist in this video.
It's Wheaties.
It's
Okay.
good. It's good.
I like
I'm
it.
into it. I'm into it. You know that? You know you cannot keep a football that goes into they will threaten to arrest you.
I did not know
Take me
that.
to jail.
You did not
Take
know
me to
that.
jail.
Yep.
Sounds like the NFL.
But the reason why is not what you think.
Perna.
Tommy DeVito episode coming sometime. Tomorrow, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
That's
Somewhere
your
in there.
Italian accent.
Got
It's
it.
all over the place.
Every accent Brandon has is Italian, right?
It sounds like a mix of the Count and Vito Corleone.
Good call.
It's
I got,
Italian.
I'm streaming tonight. Yeah, then 8-hour charity stream on Saturday. Let's rock, baby. Let's rock.
Bam.
What
rock.
I
charity?
think we'll all be there, right?
11?
What charity?
OAR, it's the Organization for Autism
Yep.
Research. They're
See?
literally
Niners
like the
game.
top-rated autism
Had to
charity
give it
on Charity
back.
Navigator. They do awesome work.
Had to
so.
give it back.
Nice.
We'll be rocking.
All right,
Um,
ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wait. Brandon, are both your parents Italian?
No, just my dad.
Oh, Tom.
Yeah.
Ooh, you're full Italian.
No, I mean, no, technically, no. I don't, kind of.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
My
Oh, so
mom
you
likes to say she's Italian by she's Italian by injection.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, she is a Perna. I'll tell you that.
this has been
Where do you think I got it from, huh?
a clickbait episode. We'll see you back next Thursday.
Yes.
God help us all. May God have mercy on our
Hey.
souls.